I welcome all of you to the first program of History Forum. So today we are doing the Miramar Heritage Walk. Now this walk is very important, very pertinent, because you will be trying to understand what is around our college. Before we know the history of the world, we usually know the history of the whole world, but we do not know the history of what is around us. So that is the reason why I have organized this Miramar Heritage Walk. So come, let's go. So the cannon that you see there, that cannon was found buried. This is the photograph of 1983, was found buried here, okay? And it was lying there as they were digging the foundations to lay the foundation of this building. This building is of 1966. In this building it was shifted in 1966. So in 1965, 7th May, when they were digging the foundations for this fort, for this college, they found the cannon here. And now, during Chogam, they removed the cannon from here and mounted it on the rotunda, okay, on this circle, Miramar Circle, as it is famous. We will go to the, one more thing I want to tell you now. This statue that you see, okay, that is Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan statue. Now, the pedestal on which the statue is mounted is of Portuguese era. And on the pedestal, there was the statue of Afonso de Albuquerque. After liberation, the freedom fighters asked to remove the statue, and now you can see the statue in the ASI Museum in Old Goa. So this statue is of a Kisan and a Jawan, two most important pillars of our country. The first big hotel in Goa on the Miramar beach, I'll show you the place where it was located, and it was known as Hotel de la Casino de Miramar. And that hotel was founded by a Goan, Luciano Roncon, and his brothers, and it was inaugurated on 8th March 1943 here. Now how this name was given to hotel? Beach was known as Gaspar Dias. As Luciano Roncon was taking a stroll down the beach, he got a brilliant idea to name his hotel as Miramar, as he was getting the view of the sea. Mar is sea, Mira is view. This name gained currency. So everyone started saying Miramar Stop means Hotel Miramar Stop. So it eventually became, today we know it as Miramar Beach. On 22nd February 1588, the Portuguese government decided to lay the foundation of a fort here, because that time Aguad Fort was not existing. This was a strategic location. It was at the mouth of the Mandovi river. On opposite side, Reshmagoj Fort existed. Cabo Fort existed. But Aguad Fort was not existing. The Portuguese laid the foundation of this fort in 1588, and in 1600 the fort was complete. So this sketch that you see, so this sketch will be of 1870s or 1880s, mostly 1870s I feel. Now this is a very important landmark monument which most of the people living in Miramar also are not aware, because it was completely covered with the casuarina trees, okay. Now this is the memorial dedicated to Lieutenant Governor, because that time Goa was a union territory along with Daman and Diu, Lieutenant Governor Mulk Raj Sachdev, popularly known as Sachdev's Memorial. On 20th December 1963, Dayanand Banodkar, popularly known as Bhau Sahib or Bhau, was sworn in as the first Chief Minister of liberated Goa, Daman and Diu. He had actually not contested the elections. They prevailed upon him to take the position of the Chief Minister. So reluctantly he took that position. And along with him, Tony Fernandes and Vittal Subrai Karmali were also sworn in. So the first cabinet of liberated Goa, Daman and Diu had only 3 ministers. That government on 20th December 1963 was sworn in by this man, Lieutenant Governor Mulkaraj Sachdev, M.R. Sachdev. Now, we are at the mouth of the Mandavi river. Now, opposite you can see the fort of Agwad. Okay? And that is the Resh Magoj fort. We'll go further later on. That's the Resh Magoj fort. Now, the Agwad fort was constructed between 1604 to 1612. Okay, 1604 to 1612 because a Dutch ship was coming inside. So, Portuguese and Dutch were rivals in trade and political power also. So, they built this. Now, there's a jail was built in 1624. Many freedom fighters, including T.B. Kunna, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, were incarcerated there. There's a lighthouse. There are two lighthouses there on top. Lighthouse was constructed in 1864 by Conde de Torres Navas, but the fort was constructed between 1604 to 1612 by the Portuguese government because of the Dutch. So that's the jail and that's the fort on top. That's the St. Lawrence Church. St. Lawrence Church is there. And one of the soldiers, he was a German who died in Goa because he came with the Nazi ship of Hitler. His name is Tham, Thamm. He lies buried in the St. Lawrence Church cemetery. This sketch shows the Miramar Fort opposite the Resh Magoj Fort, which means the fort was at the place exactly here. See the sketch. This is the original sketch in this book of 1886. This sketch was made by Antonio Lopes Mendes, who was a Portuguese officer, and it is showing the fort opposite the Resh Magoj Fort, which means, and the river in Mandavi in between, obviously, which means it appears that it was at the site where the Hotel Marriott is. Now we are inside the Rotary Club garden, which was inaugurated in 1964. Now this fish that you see is of 1964, the rocket is of 1964, and that boathouse was of 1964. Now recently they have beautified it. They have done a good job. We must appreciate what is good. So this is the place where the first Chief Minister of Goa, Daman and Diu was cremated here, and they built this structure. I have been inside the structure. There is a marble, black marble stone. See, this is the Gaspar Dias Club of 1926, and the Gaspar Dias Hall was also there. This is the club. Now they have renovated it completely. This is known as the historic Tonka Pillar. We are at the Tonka Junction, Tonka Pillar. There were two, one was here, one was there. So this is a landmark column commemorating the construction of a road linking Panjim with Donapal. Okay, so this was a commemorative column. So whenever the Portuguese used to construct anything, they used to inscribe, they used to write and keep a record. So this is our connect with history. So it's written here, Estrada means the highway, royal highway. There Dona Paula. Then here, this is not very clear. The name of the governor is there, Visconde de Torres Novas. You can see the conical shaped this. Now, this particular thing is part of the Gothic architectural style, and these scrolls that you see and that leaves, that is Rococo. That style of architecture is called Rococo. Now, this is the entablature, entire phrase, cornice and all, and this is the inscription, and here again there is a ornamental or decorative feature. So with this we end our Miramar Heritage Walk. Okay, see you. I am Prajal Sakhardande. I am Associate Professor of History in Dempe College, History Department. So today I had organized, we have a history forum, and today we had organized the Miramar Heritage Walk. Basically here this is Sanjit Dias, the Secretary of the History Forum, and we have Professor Akash Salgaonkar of Philosophy Department. So today this Miramar Heritage Walk was basically to create an awareness in the students about their immediate surroundings. What happens is We know about the history of the world, we know about history of India, freedom struggle, etc. But we do not know what is around our own house or our own village or town. We do not know. So to create that awareness of what is around our college, I organized this Miramar Heritage Walk. Based on the sketches done by Antonio Lopez Mendes, today we try to map the location of the Fortaleza de Gaspar Dias, the Miramar Fort of the 16th century. Then we saw the Resh Magoj and Agwat from the beach. We visited the Sachdev's memorial, which is a lesser known memorial. Then Banodkar Samadhi, and all this around. And now we have come to the Tonka Pillar of 1859. This is commemorating the construction of a road. This is what we have restored. And we had, our Goa Heritage Action Group, we had restored this Tonka Pillar. And like that we have several, for the last 21 years, we have been preserving, fighting, campaigning for historical monuments all over Goa. In fact, I would like to thank Goan Vichar, Mansi, Shreyas, Neil, and Vishwesh for giving us audience and covering our Miramar Heritage Walk. Dev Bare Kuru.